Nick, call me back. I got cut off. I didn't even realize the timer had gone off. So now we're just going to have a discussion. We're not going to do any topics. We're just going to chat and see what's going on. Kinks with Kiki. What's going on? Planet 85. Welcome back. Shay. What's going on, Shay? Okay. Nick is back. She's coming. Hold on 1 minute. Are you there? Sorry, I got I wasn't even paying attention to the timer. I was so engrossed in the conversation I didn't see, like, we timed out. So it bumped me off.
I was looking at it. That's why I had looked up like, oh shit, it's about to cut off.
Oh, I didn't see it on my end. I didn't see the timer. So we're like right in the middle of the discussion. Is like, do you want to post it? I'm like, sure. Who's that? So shameless?
AJ, I have to tell you, Hope Disguise, met her when we was in Atlanta. Such a beautiful person. Oh my God. If you don't follow her, you have to follow her.
Okay.
Oh, hey boo. Hey boo. I love her. She's such a sweetheart. She's such a sweet, and she gives good hugs like me too. So
she does what?
She gives good hugs like me.
Okay. Yeah, you give the best hugs. No, you do. You do meaningful hugs. One thing I cannot stand is a person who kind of like, they hug you and they pat you like this. It's like, don't hug me. If that's the case, just don't hug me. If you're not going to give me a meaningful hug, don't hug me.
Right.
This Jason person came back with the same person. Can a man be a bitch? I don't know. Anyhow.
Is that what you were trying to say before, Jason? If a man can be a bitch?
Probably. But I don't know what that's in relation to. Like, we need some more information in regards to the question that you're asking. Kinks with Kiki.
Hey, Kiki.
So my episode is coming out tomorrow. That I recorded a couple of weeks ago with Kinks with Kiki, but I had some technical difficulties because it was like there's all kind of reverb on the episode. So that's coming out tomorrow. The sponsor for that episode is Boudoir Madame, Cessoir Lingerie. She is the author of Poetry and Pills. There's a commercial that's listed in there, something or other. Anyhow. Mo, what's going on? Okay, so JCon 77 something or other, you would ask, can a man be a bitch? Nick?
Yeah. I'm still trying to get some context as far as can a man be a bitch. I mean, someone looking back in the comments and someone says, yes, a man can be insecure as well. So my question then is being a bitch defined as being insecure? Because that's a bit retarded. So
stupid.
I don't get that.
You have people jump in and they ask questions, but there's no follow-up, so I don't know that you're going to get a response from him. But people are insecure for a number of different reasons. They could have suffered some sort of trauma in a previous relationship. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It could be their upbringing or rearing and you know, the way that they were raised and whatever it was, ideologies that they were taught by their parents to say that, you know, man is the head of the house. Everything that he says goes. His woman has to abide by his law. His woman has to do whatever it is that he says. She should never look at another man, never flirt with another, you know, all of those things. And so you have a man who grows up believing these things and believes that it's okay for him to do whatever he wants to do, but the woman has to be completely under his control, and she's not allowed to do anything, go anywhere, say anything, look at anybody, whatever the case may be. Those kind of relationships.
So basically, she's not allowed to live, basically.
Yeah, she has
to live with blinders on.
Yeah, pretty much. But you have people who live that way. It's like, you know, I'm the only person that you should look at. I'm the only person that you should ever be interested in. And the thing is, it's like that line in the sand where it's not about being interested in another person. Again, visually, we don't live in the world by ourselves. Physically, we don't live in the world by ourselves, you know? It's like you and I are in a relationship. To me, you are the most beautiful woman on the planet. I would be crazy to think that there aren't at least a dozen other people who will look at you and be like, oh my God, she's beautiful. You know, it's absolutely crazy. What attracts you to a person, someone else is going to be attracted to that too. You know,
Mm-hmm.
If you're a person who is well put together, and you pride yourself on, your hair is always neat, you're always well groomed, you're always, your shoes are always polished and shine, you're going to have people who pay attention to that and who will compliment you. Does it mean they want to hop in the sack with you? No. It means that they're paying respect to what you are paying respect to with yourself. The things that you take time in and the pride and effort that you take with yourself, someone externally is appreciating that and they're paying a compliment, nothing more, nothing less. People are taking the wrong way. It's different. Like, you see a pretty woman, she's got great shoes on, she's carrying a great purse, she's dressed really nicely, she's well put together. And you say, ma'am, you look absolutely beautiful. I hope you have a great day. That's very different than, God damn, you got a fat ass. I love the way that dress is hugging. Can I holler at you? Those are two completely different things. They're compliments the same, but those are two completely different types of compliments, right? Mm-hmm. One might get you a clap. One might get you a thank you. He keeps. Right. I love him. There's somebody that keeps requesting to chat with me or keeps sending whatever his slackness is. So she's like, she doesn't like that person. Insecurity is definitely a disease. Like, the thing is, like Nick said, you have to know the person that you're with. You know what I mean? If you know the person that you're with is no good and low down, and you met him being no good and low down, and you were one of the people that he was no good and low down with, then you're going to have the insecurity, because you're going to think, well, if he did that with me when he was with somebody else, chances are you see it, right? Bitch! Absolutely. And that's where insecurities are created. You know what I mean? Like, you can't say to yourself, well, he did this when he was with me, so, now he's with me. I took him from Jane, you know what I mean? But he's with me now, and he swore that I was the one, so now he's not going to do that no more? Mm. Okay.
Right. Exactly.
Chances are, if he was low down and no good with you, chances are he could be no good and low down with somebody else, right?
But here's the thing, like, what makes you so special that you think in any way, shape, or form that he's not gonna cheat on you? Like, what the fuck makes you think you so special? You're not that special. And pussy ain't gonna keep no man. Dick ain't gonna keep, well, Dick might.
Might. Don't kill me right now. I'm dying. I think we're buffering. But you do have women who believe that because they give great head, they suck a mean dick, because they've got great pussy, that the man's not going to leave them, not going to cheat on them. That's not the case. It's just like I said earlier about kids. Where'd you go? Kids don't necessarily keep a relationship together. They just don't. You know what I mean? People stay because they want to stay. People stay because they're invested. That's it. You know what I mean? They're, like, as wonderful as you think that you are. Hold on, joining Nick in again. As wonderful as you think that you are, and for all the great things that you think that you're doing in a relationship, you may not be doing all the wonderful things that you
happened. I don't know what happened, but it gave me time to set up my ring light.
Oh, I'm so jealous. I gotta go get mine.
Yes, please go pick your shit up, please.
I am. I'm gonna go pick it up. It's I got the delivery notification, so it's there. It came, so I'm gonna go pick it up. Okay. Yay. 88th Wonder is asking questions. He said invested in time spent. I don't know what those questions are in relation to, but people stay in relationships for a number of different reasons, good or bad. But there's nothing that you can do particularly to make a person stay. The person has to want to stay.
Right.
You have people who have been together.
Kiki, you know all about that light, boo, and I ain't got no makeup on me some kind of way. Like, no makeup. I'm feeling sick. My eyes, you see all the concealer usually hide all this shit right here. But I got this hair, so I use the hair strategically to, yeah, I mean,
That's,
on the,
that's
yeah,
your
I mean.
accent. That's the highlight. That's the highlight.
That's my signature. If I cut the top off here like that and hit the.
I can't believe you got sick. We're gonna talk about that when we come off of here. Were you running around naked outside, Nick? Why are you thinking about it?
I was outside with, I'll say that I wasn't naked, but I was in lingerie outside.
Ooh.
So things happen.
It makes me wonder. I was asking based on what actually keeps people together.
Thank you, Kiki. I was asking based on actually what keeps people together. From what I've seen, necessity. Necessity keeps people together a lot of times. Like, what the person can do for the other person. You know what I mean? Right. Like, people, a friend of mine, who I affectionately call the professor, had gotten married to someone. This was a man that I was dating, and I had no idea that he was seeing anyone else. Like, he never made me feel like he was seeing anyone. I would go to his house. There was nothing laying around, no clues, no hints, no nothing. But we were casual, right? We never, solidified. We enjoyed our time together. All of a sudden, he sent me a picture of him at an event. And when he sent the picture, I noticed the band on his hand.
Oh.
And I said, did you forget to tell me something? Like, I screenshot the picture, circled the band on his hand, and I'm like, what's, he's like, oh yeah, I got married. What?
You're like, yeah. So that's how like I went on a date, or, I got a new haircut, bought some shoes, bought a new car, bought a house.
Right. So, I was upset, obviously, because I had no clue, right? We stopped talking for a while, and then he came back around to apologize and all these different things. When I asked him, you got married, why did you get married? Like, and who is this person? Like, I have questions now. Who is this person? And he's like, someone that I've been seeing for a while. And I said, at the same time, you seeing me? And he's like, yes. So I'm like, so why did you marry her? Did you fall in love with her? Like, I'm not asking why you ain't asked to marry me, because I'm not that girl. Okay.
Right.
So I'm like, what made you propose to her? His response was, because I thought it was time. Mm-hmm. And I said, time to do what? He said, well, she's very successful in her career. She makes 6 figures as well as myself. Mm-hmm. And I thought that it would be a good business move. Good. Is what he said to me.
Yeah.
Needless to say, that marriage lasted 6 months.
Mm-hmm. But you have, we had this discussion a long time ago, like months ago, where men are more apt to get married because it's the right time and out of necessity, versus getting married because that's the person that they truly see themselves in love with, and like in a lasting long-term relationship. You know what I mean? They look at the dollars and cents. They look at the long-term investment. They look at, can this person bear children for me, at least 1 or 2, so I have an heir, or so that there's somebody to carry on my lineage? Is this person going to be a financial burden to me? And they'll even overlook things like, okay, can they cook? That's neither here or there. We can order out to eat. You know what I mean? Do they come from a crazy family background? Well, no, they come from a couple of generations of really grounded, solid, things like, are they part of a sorority? You know what I mean? People will base getting into a relationship with somebody like, okay, well, they're part of a sorority, which means that they've got I'm part of a fraternity, so it's a good fit. Like, the things that people base their relationships on, or base their ideals of getting married on, it's just bizarre to me, and Crazy Driver had said, oh, well, the divorce rate is at 50%. That's the fucking reason why the divorce rate is so high, because people are getting married for the wrong reasons.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you're truly treating it as
Right.
a business investment, that's one thing. But even then, that's not a relationship. That's a business investment. You know what I mean? You're looking at, okay, we can have 2 kids within the next 4 years. We're going to basically live in a loveless relationship. I'm going to provide for her, provide for my family. This is going to look good on paper. It's going to look good in pictures. It's going to look good on the outside. But in the meantime, I have Nick as my woman, and Nick is on the, you know what I mean? Nick is going to be my woman because she's the person that I want to be with, but she doesn't fit the image.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
yeah. People are.
But I was also told by multiple men, unfortunately, you know, when you are who you are, you hear the same excuse from different people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So another person told me that they didn't feel like I made them feel like I didn't need them because of the way I move. Like you make me feel like you don't need me. So why would I want to be in a relationship with you when you don't need a relationship? You don't need to be with me. I said, how? I need somebody to take the trash out. What you talking about?
They want you to be completely. Yeah, for them.
About? I need somebody to get my car washed. I need somebody to you know what I mean?
No, but you have to be able to say to them, you know, I saw this dress that I want, you know, can I have $150 to go get the dress? Or, you know, there's a spa package that I want, you know, can I have money to go to the spa? Is it okay if I go with my girlfriends tonight? Is it okay if I get my hair done? They want you to ask them.
Right.
And that's the craziest thing about it. It's like, you know, so we're doing like the man woman thing. So when men or whoever's in that position of being the role of the man feels like they need to be in a position of power, they're looking for someone to be submissive in a way that's unhealthy and natural, and they don't understand the power dynamic, right? They want you to be completely beholden to them, to be completely reliant on them, and basically sacrifice the entirety of your existence for their will.
Right.
Which is just fucking crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Right.
No, it's crazy.
Right.
You see? I didn't come out of your body. You didn't birth me. You know what I mean? There isn't, like, suppose now you decide that you're going to leave me. I'm going to be a hot fucking mess because I've given up my ability to take care of myself in any way, shape, or form. And this is why I say all the time to people, you know, having somebody in your life that complements your existence is very different than looking for someone to complete your existence. When you're looking for someone to complete you, you are looking for someone to take care of all those things about you that you should be able to take care of about yourself. Because there's no guarantee that that person's going to stay. There's no guarantee that that person isn't going to, like, do you dirty or do you wrong or feel like they have absolute total control and power over your life. That's absolutely crazy. Why would you do that to yourself?
Yep. Why would you relinquish all control and then be completely lost when and if the shit goes awry?
Yes, absolutely.
You know? But yeah, I really think that a lot of people get in relationships and get in marriages based on the necessity of the person. And when and if, and Kiki, I agree with you. Like, I want a man, I want what I want. You know what I mean? And sometimes you get too wrapped up in what it is that you want, even when it's bad for you.
Yes.
Even when it's bad for you, you're like, I don't give a fuck. I still want it. Like,
yes.
I want it. But you have to use some sort of logic when it comes to all of these things and not really base it on necessity and see how you guys can work together as a unit, like what they bring, what you bring. No one should be completing you. You know, I think I saw a post or something by Will Smith talking about Jada. He said, you know, I want her to be 100% whole because I can't complete her.
Right.
That was the best shit ever as far as I'm concerned. You have to be happy with yourself before you can get in any sort of relationship or situationship, business or personal.
Yes.
Before you can do anything.
It's an unfair burden to place on that person. The expectation of having somebody be responsible for your happiness, it's an unfair expectation. It's an unfair burden. Like, how? You know what makes you tick, you know what makes you happy. Like it's not for me to sit down and figure that out. If you know that, vanilla ice cream makes you happy, then my responsibility is to say, okay, you know what? Let me go stop and pick up some vanilla ice cream. As a matter of fact, let me pick up the original vanilla bean ice cream to make you a little bit more happy. But in order for me to get to that point, you have to be able to help me help you. You have to be able to know what it is that makes you happy. If people don't take time to invest in themselves and take time in learning themselves, they're expecting somebody else to figure it out. Then they want to get mad and frustrated when the person can't figure it out. How? That doesn't make any sense. Mm-hmm. I was thinking about something else that you said about getting married and the necessity of it. So somebody had asked, like, what is necessity, right? For some people, it's age. For some people, it's, okay, I'm 35, I need to have a kid. For some people, it's, like, I'm 30 and I need to be married before I'm 35. Like, I don't care who it is. If I get along with that person even a little bit, I want that person to be my significant other. All my friends are married. Pressure from your family. You have some people whose parents are like, their moms are like, or their moms or their dads or whoever is like, oh, your sister was married by the time she's 25, you're 35 and you're not married. Like, what's going on? Don't you want to have children? Or for moms, you have some moms, like my mother was that person that like, okay, so, like, what are you doing with your life? Why don't you have a husband? Mm-hmm. You're not a successful woman unless you have a husband, right? Because people are going to look at you like something's wrong with you if you don't have a husband. Sorry, what? How? You've had three.
Right.
How successful are you if you've had three? Come on now.
Girl.
Right. I met a woman when I was in Texas that, I've said before, she was like a career wife. And meaning, like, when I met her, it was the fourth time she'd been married. And she couldn't have been more than 36, 37 years old. The fourth time she's been married, yeah. Just absolutely crazy. And I was like, how? Reggie, can I get, like, how? Because she needed to be Mrs. Somebody. Like, she did not feel complete unless she had a husband. So if she dated you and things were going good for like 3-4 months, for her, the next step was, y'all get married. There's no waiting. I like you, you like me, we get along well, we match. Our families like each other, so what are we waiting on? Let's do this. No, that's why you've been married 4 times, because you should have taken a little bit more time to kind of get to know the person. How about that?
I often wonder about the ultimatum type people. Like, yes. Like the men that give women ultimatums, the women that give men ultimatums. Mm-hmm. Like, what pushes you to say, if you don't do this, like, I know frustration, obviously, right? But the person on the other end receiving the ultimatum, like, how does that feel? Because I've never experienced that. I've never had someone say, if you don't do this, this is going to happen, because fuck that.
It's stressful. It's really, really stressful, because it's like the person makes you feel like if you don't do what they're asking within the time frame that they're asking it of you, then they're just going to leave. Like, everything that you've worked on, the relationship that you've built up until that point means absolutely nothing if you don't adhere to what it is that they're asking you for. And it's stressful, because it's like, you say to yourself, we've been together for 2 years. You're now saying to me, well, if you don't, I want us to get married and I want you to have a child within the next year. But I'm not ready to do that. Like, I'm working on my career. Well, you don't need to do that. You know what I mean? I want you to be my wife. I want us to have a kid. And if we don't do that in a year, then I don't know what's going to happen between us, because I just don't see where this is going to go. Then you're like, look, okay, well, and it does. It causes stress. It causes anxiety. It causes panic attacks. Like, it puts you in a really shitty position, because it's like, okay, I love him. Yes, I want to get married. Yes, I want to have a kid. I don't want to do that right now, because I'm content with, continuing to build my career. That is something that I want to do. But now he's forcing my hand and saying that, okay, the 2-year relationship that we've had, that we've, everything's been wonderful. Now that's going to go shitty into the wayside, because he wants for us to get married and have a kid within the next year, but I'm not ready to do that. So, like, what are my choices? Okay, well, I can give up my career, because I can always come back to that. But then if I give up my career, now I have to wait for like another 10 years before I can actually get back into the game. And then everything that it's like, it spirals out of control, because it's like, There's so many factors to it, right? So I take the next 10 years out of my life to get married and have a child and start to raise a family. Within that 10 years, I have a second child, then a third child, and now a 10-year wait becomes a 15 to 20-year wait because now I've got 3 kids. It becomes absolutely crazy. You know what I mean? So now, yeah, it's stressful. It's really, really stressful. Oh, what is Esther Marie saying? How long is too long to be with someone without being married or engaged? Planet 85 asked that question. S. Marie, she said, my best friend gave her boyfriend an ultimatum. They got married and divorced after 4 because he wasn't ready. I told her that before she gave it to him, but I guess she didn't listen. She regrets it to this day. Yeah, giving people ultimatums because of your timeline, have a conversation with me. Have a conversation with me about the way that you feel. Have a conversation with me about what it is that you want. Don't make it an expectation because then that turns the conversation ugly. But tell me what it is that you want. Tell me ideally where you'd like to see us in the next 5 years. Have a conversation with me. Don't give me an ultimatum to push me or back me into a corner, to force me to make a choice that I'm not ready to make, or to force me to make a choice that I don't understand where it's coming from. You know what I mean? If we have a conversation and you say, I just have a fear of, I don't want to be an old dad. I want to be able to be a young enough dad that I'm able to play football with my kids or run around or do this or do that. Or I want to be a young enough dad that I can still grow and build and bond with my kids, but still grow and build and bond with you, so that by the time we're 60, we're comfortably retiring and our kids are old enough to take care of themselves, and that we're not 60 and raising 20-year-old kids or what. Like, have a conversation with me about your thought process or where you are and what it is that you want. Don't give me an ultimatum, because if you back me into a corner, the result is not going to be a good result. Yep. Planet 85 asks, how long is too long to be with someone without being engaged or married? Really and truly, again, it's like the religious aspect. Somebody had asked earlier, if you should have God as the center of your relationship. All of those things are an individual choice. I know people who have been together for 15 and 20 years and they're not married. They've got kids, they're content, they have property. And the thing is, past a certain point with common law laws in effect, really and truly the only thing that separates an official legal marriage versus a common law marriage is that piece of paper. At that point, everything that you have is 50-50 anyways. If you leave that person, you still have to pay spousal support. If you leave that person, you still have to pay child support. If you leave that person, it's still a 50-50 split of property. What determines, there's no such thing as too long to be with a person without being engaged or married. It really is just an individual choice. You have some people who are anti-marriage and they would rather just be in the relationship with the person without the stresses of being, having to be Mrs. So-and-so or whatever the case may be. Consequently, you have people who secretly get married and never tell anybody because they don't want to hear all the hoopla and all the craziness and all the mess and, all the hype and whatever. They just do something really quiet. And then you have people who grandstand and have these grand marriages and then they get divorced 6 months later. There's no such thing as too long. It really is just an individual choice. It just depends on the person.
Yep. Your timeline is your timeline. Do things in a time that's best for you. Don't let anyone force you into thinking, you need to do it in 6 months or 9 months or 10 months. And when I say don't let anyone force you, don't let anyone, including your partner, force you to, you know what I mean, do some shit that you're not ready for. If you know in your heart of hearts and in your gut that this shit ain't right, don't ignore those red flags. Don't ignore that shit. Absolutely. Like, just don't ignore it. Like, I met, I always got to give examples, AJ, right? I met a person, when did we first meet, AJ? 2017? Like December 2017 or something like that? I met this person around the same time, 2017. And my gut, like the hair stood up on my back. You know what I mean? Like that hair on the back of your neck stood up. There was nothing. I got no good feelings about this person. And I went against my gut because my good friend was telling me, no, give it a chance, give it a shot. Not dating, just as a person. You know what I mean? Like this person didn't express any interest in me romantically or anything like that. But it's something about this individual. And I didn't know shit about this person. But something about this individual said to me, like, stay the fuck away from this person. Right. Stay away from this person. You know what I mean? So when you get those types of feelings,
pay attention to them.
Pay attention to that shit. Pay attention to that shit. Yeah. It means something.
People overlook it for the sake of being in a relationship or for the sake of having, I don't know, it's like there's this stereotype of being like the pariah of society if by a certain age you're not in a stable relationship.
Yeah.
If by a certain age you're still single, something's wrong with you. And so you have people who engage in these relationships or stay in these relationships with people that they know are bad for them, that they know are toxic for them, or that they know that that person is just trash. But they stay because they don't want to be single. They stay because they don't want to be looked down upon as like there's something wrong with you if at 35 you don't have a man. You know, why at 35 are you single? What's wrong with you? And people will ask that question, like, what's wrong with you? What's going on? I find that funny when somebody messages me or like they'll be like, you know, do you have a boyfriend? I'm like, no. They're like, why? What do you mean why? Like, it's like they're saying, like, you know, what's wrong with you? Tell me all the things that's wrong with you why you don't have a man. Because I have sense.
You know, I get that shit with the kids.
Right.
Because my age and I don't have children. They're like, oh, there must be something wrong with you. And I'm like, fuck you. I didn't have kids. Like, the fuck?
Right. But it's you know what? It's because you're not settling for bullshit, and because you have sense, and because you have focus, and because you have passion, and because you have drive, and because you know what you want for yourself, and that's not a fuckery relationship to stay in. Who has time to waste on that? Who has time to waste on that? So if that means at my age pushing, oh, I'm going to say it, what I'm getting close to, but I'm not going to say the number because it's a big number. But if that means I stay single for the next couple of years because I'm not willing to put up with the foolishness just to say that I have a man or just to say that I'm in a relationship, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I will off of that. That's just way too much work. Don D, I get that all the time. Yeah. But it is. It's like once you're past a certain age, like once you're past, you know, 30, let's say, it's like, okay, what's wrong with you? Why don't you have a man? Why don't you have a woman? Why don't you have kids? When are you going to settle down? When are you going to get married? When are you going to find a nice girl to settle down with? When are you going to find a nice guy to settle down with? Yep. Oh, what? You don't want to be in a relationship? Oh, you want to be single for the rest of your life? You know, you're moving on in age. Like, it just is this barrage of madness about the fact that you're making healthy choices for yourself and choosing to be single and happy until the right person comes along, as opposed to being in a relationship and being miserable. And you know what I mean? Like, we're not choosing that. We're choosing happiness. 2020 is coming. We're choosing happiness. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm choosing prosperity. Fuck all this other bullshit. Like, I got things to do. I got places I'm trying to go. I got some knowledge I need to drop on motherfuckers. I need to tell everybody how to get their nut off. Like,
peace and prosperity. Peace and prosperity for 2020.
On period, poo.
Period. That is it's so funny when we were talking. Remember in 2000, from 2010 to 2012, 2010 to 2012, I was in a relationship where for probably a good 6 months, I was getting engaged. Because he had bought the ring without a center stone and was looking for the perfect diamond. And every time I said to him, can I see the ring? He's like, oh, I'm going to show it to you when I buy the stone. So when am I going to see this ring? Oh, I'm still looking for the right stone. Nick, listen to me. If you feel like you're going to keep me in a relationship because you think I'm smitten by the idea that you have an engagement ring sitting down waiting for me that all now I can't see, and I'm a stupid ass to even have stayed for 6 months longer than I should have, I'm good. You see, when before 2012, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm done. Because I don't know what kind of game it is that you're trying to play. Not like I'm in a rush to get married, and I wasn't even the one who brought up the whole talk about marriage, but don't play me for an ass. I don't care if you have a whether you have a ring or not, like, let's just continue to focus and build a relationship. Stop playing games, you know? But it's because he wanted to, like, move into my house. It's because he wanted to be able to use my car all the time. It's because he wanted to be able to borrow money from me. Listen to me, sir. There's one man in my life that can borrow my car, take my money, and live in my house, and that's my son. And if you're not you can't do those things. You can't. And then when I broke up with him, it's like he had this, you know, like, oh, I can't believe, you know, you did this to me, and oh, you're just gonna throw away 2 years of our relationship, and oh, what's wrong with you? And oh, clearly you want to be single for the rest of your life. I don't want to be single for the rest of my life. I just know I don't want to be with you for the rest of my life. All of that.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mm. I feel like who's messaging me? 10:35. So Nick, what you want to talk to me about?
I don't want to talk to you about nothing. I just wanted to chime in on some shit, you know.
I'm very happy about that.
As always.
A nice extended video. I'm gonna do 2 segments. We got 2 segments on it. You can post? Yeah, I can post back to back, right? Because usually I just post one, so I don't know how this works. So okay, that's good.
I think so.
Planet
I don't
85.
go live often. I have to go live more often. I think I'm gonna I just posted a video in our page of this guy and his mom. They have a really good relationship and they talk about a lot of different things and they get high together all the time, right? Okay. So she was talking about, he said to her, and you'll probably go in and look at it after this is over, but he said to her, you used to have this pillow behind your headboard, Mom, and I'm trying to figure out why you had this pillow hiding behind your headboard. And she was like, well, me and Mr. So-and-so, we would do what we do. I ain't want you to hear the bed go clack, 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 because he would hit it. And I would tell him, hit it. And he's like, yo. So, you know, I said that video sums up me and AJ's relationship, like, pretty accurately, you know? Yeah. Like, me and my mom, we talk about a lot of different things. And sometimes, like, I'm comfortable talking to her about a whole bunch of shit. But sometimes I'm like, Lord.
You're like, Mama, I didn't want to know that. You just could have omitted that part. And your mom is so
AJ,
dope.
You've been around where I'm just like, what?
That's what I'm saying. Your mom is so dope, and your mom is so chill and down to earth. Like she just talks. Like, you know what I mean? She's so comfortable with herself. She just, yeah. And sometimes like, Nick, that's your mom. You're like, I know. I know.
And I'm like, yep, that is my mom.
That's what I'm saying.
And then my eye twitch starts to go off.
Yeah, the first time I came over and we were having a conversation, I'm listening to your mom talk. I had to reconcile in my head, like, that's Nick's mom. And I remember saying to you, like, yeah, but she's like, but your mom is so, like, she'll talk and like it's like nothing. You know what I mean? She doesn't make it weird. She doesn't make it uncomfortable. She just like whatever the conversation is, if she has something to add to it, she does. And if she doesn't, she listens and she's chill. But she never makes it weird. And so when I say to myself, that's Nick's mom, like that's. I just have that weird moment. I'm okay. I get over it.
You need to do a live with her. That's who you need to do a live with.
Man, I'm scared to do a live with your mom because I feel like Cool Hunter's gonna join in, and we already had a live discussion about the way he feels about AJ. Yeah, I'm not. I don't want to have to beat up nobody. I don't have to beat up
nobody. She would be good. I'm still trying to get her on camera. So if you can get her on camera before I can get her on camera, that'll be some shit.
Ah, damn! I'm gonna have to invite her to come on a live then. Shit, I know that. See, but I feel like she was on earlier and she had made a comment, but then she comes on real quick and then she eases out just as quickly. So I don't know when she comes and when she goes, but we're going to ambush her and invite her on a live.
Yeah, she probably trying to get in the bed right now. I'm looking at the time. She in the bed. It's late for her. Her and her dog. They, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, there she go.
Ah. Okay. You know what? We're gonna organize it for next week, Wednesday. The 3 of us are gonna open up a chat. Miss AJ, Mom, you heard that? Next week, Wednesday. You need to let me know what time is good for you, so we can go a little bit earlier if 8 o'clock is better. But the 3 of us we're gonna. I don't know what the topics are gonna be, but we're gonna come up with some topics and we're gonna sit on chat to the people. Them. That's going to be epic. I'm going to make a big announcement. Next week, Wednesday, Mom, also known as AJ, the other AJ. There's 2 of us, guys. Oh, my. That's exciting. You see her while she's laughing.
Listen, everybody that's in here right now, y'all tune the fucking, set your timer, set your notifications, whatever it is that you need to set that shit. Because I'm telling you, she be on one all the time.
She's a wealth of
I ain't gonna give her no drink. If I gave her drinks, it would really be some shit. We did an interview one time and she was drinking and she forgot the website. She forgot the email address. I was like, look, the drink was over there. The drink was over there. I was like, give me this.
Yeah, hand it to me. Listen. Next week, Wednesday, we'll organize a time so that it's not too late. Probably maybe about 8:38 or 8:30. But I will announce it. I will put up the flyers and put up the post and let you guys know to make sure you turn on your push notifications and you tune in. It's going to be myself and the ladies of Erotic Boudoir. That's Nick and AJ, and the other AJ, which is me. And that's gonna be a conversation you don't want to miss. Trust me. Trust me.
People shouldn't be busy. They should just be cooking because next Thursday is Thanksgiving. So Wednesday night, everyone should be home, chilling, preparing food and all that good stuff. So
yes. Yeah, because our Thanksgiving in Canada, ours was last week. So your Thanksgiving is Wednesday?
It's next Thursday.
Okay. So is that weird then? Are companies closed on Friday, or most people have to go back to work on Friday?
It depends on the company because then we have the Black Friday shopping.
Right.
So most people don't have to go back to work on Friday, like banks and stuff like that. A lot of times they'll close for that Friday.
Okay.
But it all depends on the industry that you're working in.
Right. I think that would be pretty shitty though. To have like, you're feasting on Thursday, you know your belly's full and you feel fat, and then Friday to have to get up and try to go to work and try to be productive on a Friday after nyamming. No, that I'd have to call in sick. Not that I'm encouraging anybody to do that, but you know.
You go shopping. That's when you go shopping. Black Friday.
I can't go shopping on Black Friday. Talk about anxiety? No, man. I'll stay home. I think that's why they have like the cyber sales and stuff like that, because when you watch TV and you see people trampling people for a television or a do people use toasters anymore? Or a toaster or a microwave? No, man. I'm not trying to risk my life for nobody. Are you mad at me? Absolutely not. I'll stay at home and watch that shit on TV and order some shit online. Because the cyber sales are pretty good.
What? Who's that? G Wayne 07?
Yes.
And Drunk Moms will be too. You know what, G Wayne, she might have a couple drinks because she doesn't have to go to work on Thanksgiving. The job, she works at a hospital. And
yes.
Her full-time job is at a hospital, but she doesn't have to go to work that Thursday. She might have a couple drinks. I'll make it interesting for y'all. I might give her some, a little something, some mimosas, something light, some mimosas or some man.
AJ's definitely a lot of fun. She's a lot of fun. That's gonna be a real interesting conversation.
Do you think your daughter would come on and talk with you? We could have a mom and daughter special.
Nope.
She wouldn't?
No. You know, it's really weird. She's still very shy because she's still young, so she's still very shy. But like she and I, there isn't anything that she would not come to me and talk to me about. She just wouldn't do it on camera for people to see her.
Okay.
Yeah. So she'll like stand here beside me and talk to me so you can hear her. But God forbid I try to put her on the camera. Oh God, she might drop down. Absolutely not. You're not going to the hospital. Nope. But she's very, both of them, like both my son and my daughter, my two sons and my daughter, they know that they can ask me anything. Like I've worked so hard to not be like my mother's generation and my aunt and them, because you can't even mention the word sex to them. You know what I mean? And that's why, like, I love the relationship that you have with your mom, because when I look at the Caribbean women who are in the same age range as your mom, the conversations you have with your mama, absolutely not. Mm-hmm. What?
Yeah.
Even for as old as I am, I could not ask about sex. Absolutely not. My mom wanted to have a conversation with me about losing my virginity, I think when I was like 19. And you should be using condoms if you're having sex. I'm like, okay, you're like 5 years too late, but thanks. Thanks, right? You know what I mean? Like,
good tip, Mom.
Right? Whereas I remember, when my son was like, I think 11, he's like, Mom, how do you put on a condom? And called his dad. I'm like, you need to come over and show your son how to put a condom on, because I don't have a penis. I can lend you one of my dildos and a condom and you can put it on. And he came over and I handed him the condom. And I handed him a dildo and I said, your son is in his room. Show him how to put one on. You know what I mean? I could have done that, but I figured like, your dad is there. He has the apparatus attached to his body, have those kind of conversations. But their father and I have worked really hard to maintain that, those open lines of communication. So we have that type of relationship. You know what I mean? I think it's tragic that people are so scared to talk about sex. and to talk about pleasure, to talk about intimacy, to talk about masturbation, to talk about toys, to talk about, you know, STIs, to talk about protection. Like they're just so scared to talk about sex on a whole, and everybody's having it. Well, most everybody. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like I've always thought it's better that I have the conversations with you so that you're actually properly informed as opposed to you trying to figure it out by yourself and not being able to, or asking one of your friends who knows even less than you. You know?
Or trying to learn from porn. Like porn in our day, like looking at pornography and just pornographic movies are 10 times better than what they used to be, because now there's quality. The performers of color anyway, they are really investing into their art. They're really investing into the craft and investing into, you know, to make sure everything is ethical. But back us growing up, man, porn have you swinging, like literally swinging from chandeliers and telling you that this is supposed to be good. You're supposed to come off of this, get beat the fuck up, get, you know, smacked, and the women degraded something crazy, and that you're supposed to like it. Like, no, don't learn from porn. And even guys, men our age too. I know quite a few men that still make the statement, you know, I have a nice dick. It's not a porn star dick, but it's a nice dick. And I'm like,
what does that mean?
The guys in porn are extraordinary.
Yeah. And that's why they're in porn. And that's why they're in porn. Like, right. You know, no one's expecting you to have like 12 inches and the girth of my wrist. Jason, so what do you think about women? What did he say?
What do you think about women dominating and feminizing the industry? Women are the new kings and bosses, and broke boys are the new bitches. There's a role reversal.
He's really stuck on this thing about men being bitches. Like, what is that? What's that about? I'm just saying. Well, I don't think it's a role reversal. I think that women are just coming up to speed with who they are. And women are coming up to speed in the comfort and security of who they are. That women are coming up to speed with the fact that we can be bosses. It's not a matter of a role reversal, because there's still a lot of strong men who are in positions of power. It's not like the script has flipped where there are less men in position of power and more women. No, those same men are still in position of power. It's just that more opportunities are now open to women, and that ceiling has been lifted for more women. Right. It may seem like it's a role reversal, but it really and truly isn't. It's just that the levels of opportunity have leveled up, where women are now able to be in positions of power alongside of men and not be looked down upon as, okay, well, you're a woman, so you're lesser, you're not able to do it. Nobody cares about that. Now it's just about the ability, and it's not about your gender. It's not about a role reversal. Men have not subsided into positions of being bitches or anything like that. It has nothing to do with that. It's bizarre to me, right? Women have been given their fair opportunities to level up and be bosses on their own. That's it.
Right.
I don't know any man that says, you know what? I want to be your secretary and you get to be it doesn't happen that way. It's like, it's not like in the movies where you see women who are running corporations and their secretaries are men, because that's what you see in the movie. It doesn't work that way. It's not even like that at all. Badass Jones, I agree, but at the same time, there are so many men who want to be a woman. Man, we are treading into some territory that has nothing to do with what we are talking about, so we're just going to leave that discussion alone, good people. Good people.
Boss up, that's a topic for another day. Badass Jones will tackle that shit another day.
What I will say is, leaving 2019, heading into 2020, we are in a world now that is more open and more accessible and more enlightened, good and bad. We live in a world now where people who were made to feel lesser, who were made to feel unworthy, people who were, they were spoken fear into on a daily basis. We live in a world now where people are allowed to be themselves. People are allowed to explore. People are allowed to express. People truly have freedom of speech. People truly have freedom of expression, and those things are protected, and those things are supported, and those things are encouraged. You know, I know that there are a lot of people that are on either side of the fence of specifically when we're talking about men. So trans men, gay men, bisexual men, cisgender men, heterosexual men, men across the spectrum from what is supposed to have been the gender that you're born into, right all the way across to the gender that you choose, or however it is that you choose to live. You know, for me, we should be less focused on what a person's sexual choices are versus how that person lives in the world with other people. Because you have a lot of hetero people who are shitty. You have a lot of people that follow under the umbrella of LGBTQ that are shitty. And not because of their choice of gender, but because of the person that they are. Their physical shell has nothing to do with it. It's the internal workings. It's their character. Mm-hmm. It's a character that the person's character that makes them a shitty person, not their sexual choices. And at the end of the day, how does someone else's sexual choices affect you? You know what I mean? If it's something that you don't visually like seeing, I understand that. You know what I mean? It's not something that's blasted or publicized or in your face all the time. And you have options to choose not to see those things. But at the end of the day, my choice to love a person that looks exactly like me in the same physical female body as me, or someone who has transformed into the female physical body as me, that's my personal choice. And I have every right to that, the same as anybody else has any right to it. You know, what I do in my home shouldn't affect you.
Right.
What someone else does in your home shouldn't affect you. And I never understand why people care that much. You know, people talk about the Bible, they talk about it going against God, they talk about this, that, and the third. But you know what? And I'm going to say this at the risk of getting in trouble with people, I really don't give a fuck. Religion has been one of the most divisive arguments in the history of man from time immemorial. Plain and simple. You know, whatever God it is that you choose to believe in, believe that, because there are people that I know that are gay and bisexual that are more devout and more faithful Christians than people that I know that are heterosexual that claim to be faithful Christians. Your God doesn't determine how someone else should live. And if God has created everyone, then God would create people who are gay and lesbian and bisexual and transgender and transsexual. If God doesn't make any mistakes according to Christians and the believers, then you're choosing to believe that your God is fallible, and you're choosing to believe that your God makes mistakes because you're judging on behalf of your God, and you don't have the right to do that.
Right.
Honestly, I get irritated when people try to engage me in these discussions because I tell people all the time, like, I'm just not that person. You know what I mean? Right. Whatever it is that you want to have faith in, whether you want to or not, you can be an atheist. It doesn't matter to me. As long as you're not raping, burning, pillaging, doing harm to others, as long as you're living as a decent person in this world, that's all we care about. Who you choose to love has nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? As a heterosexual or cisgender man, if you don't like gay men and a gay man has never approached you, what's the problem? What's the problem?
Right.
Boss
or if a gay man walks in the same area as you, it's problematic. Oh, I gotta leave. Why do you feel so threatened? What is it about this person that's threatening you? They haven't come over here and talked to you. They haven't approached you. They didn't even see you. They don't care nothing about you.
They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you. They don't care about you. And I feel like if they even notice you and think that you're handsome, you should take that as a compliment. 88 Wonder, we can try to justify our own beliefs, but there is something watching out there. The energy you put out is the energy that you get back. Listen to me. There are a lot of people in this world that shouldn't exist in this world because of the bullshit that they do. When you look at child rapists, when you look at pedophiles, when you look at rapists, when you look at people who abuse people, when you look at people who have murdered, they put out that energy and don't get it back, and they still exist in this world. So what is it that you're saying to me, sir? Please, what is it that you're saying to me? You know, you're one who is so bent on talking about God. How is it that your God hasn't punished these people? How is it that your God allows these shitty people to continue to exist? Why? You don't get to pass and make judgment on other people's existence. Yes, there is something that is greater out there than everybody else, but unless you've seen God, you can't tell nobody else nothing about it, sir.
So I'm assuming that you've had conversations with this person before about these things.
It's one of those things where most of a lot of his conversations are contingent on either he wants to talk about something that's spiritual, no matter what we're talking about, he tries to steer the conversation into a spiritual conversation or steer it into a conversation about God. And my responses are always the same.
Has this person ever revealed their face or anything?
I see he follows me on Instagram, so like I've seen his face on on his page a couple of times, but again, it's one of those things. We're not friends. It's not. No. Oh, and if it was somebody that I knew, my response would still be the same. Like I tell people all the time, like I don't believe in any one specific God, because in my household I have Muslims and I have Christians, and then I have people like myself who are non-denominational. You know what I mean? I have more of a spiritual belief. Am I crazy enough to think that I exist in the world just because one day I blinked my eyes and suddenly I was awake and alive? Absolutely not. You know what I mean? I believe that there is something greater that exists than us, but I am also not stupid enough, and I'm going to say that, I'm not stupid enough to give name to it because I don't understand it. People give name to something that they don't understand so that they can have faith and belief in it. I just have faith and belief in it, period. You know what I mean? I don't need to call God God. I feel like us giving name to something we don't understand trivializes it. How do you give name to something that's omnipotent? How do you give name to something that's created the universe? You know what I mean? That's trivializing it down to a level for man to understand, and I'm just not going to do that. I'm just not going to do that.
Okay, and omnipotent. All right, omnipotent. All right.
I'm just not going to do that.
Busting out the big vocabulary words. All right, all right.
But I think that's a thing that throws people off, because fuck is my favorite word. I say fuck all the time, but I will throw words in there like omnipotent, motherfucker. Yes. Yes, omnipotent.
You know I gotta make you laugh. Like, all right, so
you're trying to stress me out. I don't know why this man is trying to stress. What are you trying to stress me out for? Watch here. I'm at the phone drop. I know Nick is gonna cuss me. You see, I'm supposed to get my ring of light to hold my phone. It's coming, Nick. It's coming.
Please go pick. I gifted this woman a ring light because I'm so tired of her damn phone falling and not having good shots and not having good lighting and things like that. I'm the type of person, I'm the type of friend that if I complain about something for my friend or whatever, I do something about it. So her birthday was right here. So I said, this is the gift, right? Like,
yes,
let's do this. So I can't wait.
Yeah. He apologized. 88th Wonder. I accept your apology. Thank you. I appreciate it. I just feel like people get sidetracked with the wrong things. And historically, religion has divided people. Religion has divided households. Religion has divided, families and brotherhoods and friendships, and not for nothing good. My second son is Muslim. My daughter and my other son are Christian. I'm non-denominational. My son's best friend is Christian. I've come home and had Jehovah's Witness people in my house talking to my Muslim son, and they're sitting down and reasoning about the Bible and about the Quran, because my son understands that you can respect people, and respect what their beliefs are and respect what their religious choices are, and have healthy conversations about those things without it coming to a war, without it coming to blows, and without there needing to be a disrespect. Like, you can agree to disagree. And the craziest thing is that there are parallels between the Quran and parallels between the Bible, but because people never take time to actually sit down and have a healthy conversation, they're so distracted by Allah and God, Muslim and Christian, as opposed to understanding that we both have faith. We both have belief in something greater than ourselves. We both want the best for humanity. We both want to love humankind. We both want to see the best for humankind. Those are the things that people don't focus on. What they focus on is, you're Muslim, you're Christian, we can't possibly get along. That's a set of bullshit to me. It's a bunch of bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
It's right and wrong. Everybody wants to be right.
And
plain and simple, everybody wants to be right.
Yeah. If that's the case, nah. I'll live in the bubble that I live in and just choose love. You know what I mean? One thing I can say with certainty, my son, I'm proud of the person that he is, because he doesn't he doesn't. Oh, we got 25 seconds remaining. He doesn't just stand on the Quran. He stands on the belief in mankind and belief in love. But anyhow, Big Head Trey, thank you. He said, I have a beautiful mind. Fuck. Yeah, my favorite word. Nick, I love you. Thank you for joining me. We are doing this next week, Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. Myself and the ladies from Erotic Boudoir, I'll make a post and let everybody know what's happening. Y'all have a great